Hello everyone, and welcome back to WolfQuest, where we are here with Mayhem and Malarkey, who have made their way to Slough Creek for the Denless Challenge. A wolf's life is about one thing, passing on his genes to the next generation. All else, from hunting elk to defending a territory, drives toward this single goal. You and your mate survive the hazards of the wilderness long enough to meet each other, form a bond, and survive the winter. Now you can try to realize this goal. With pups of your own, you and your mate will become the breeding pair, sometimes called alphas, of your pack. Their survival and the survival of your genetic code will be your responsibility. Even with all the dangers you've faced to reach this point, your real struggle has only just begun. And that it certainly has. So Mayhem and Malarkey are here. We have to establish a territory. So the way this is going to work, we are going to claim a den. We have to have pups, and we're going to do that up in the area up here where Prospect Peak is, I think. I think that's going to be the best way of doing this because Second Meadow is really wide open. It doesn't flood as much as First Meadow does, and I think that's going to be an easier place to have our pups. So we're going to go out there, we're going to claim some territory, we're going to claim a den, and then we're going to immediately leave that den when the pups are born, and we're going to stay away from the den until we know the pups are about to make it to 20 pounds, because then we have to claim a rendezvous site to be able to finish, if I'm not mistaken. So we will take a rendezvous site at the very, very end, but not before then. Other than that, there's no restrictions. We can just try our best to survive, and hopefully all goes well. We'll see. These two have technically never even hunted together. There's a fox jumping into the snow over there. We'll leave it alone, though. But yeah, these guys have never even done a proper hunt. They got really excited about messing around with the Wapiti pack, and because of it, they really just kind of jumped right into their courtship, decided to continue things, and became mates. So they haven't really had that much experience with each other, honestly. I'm sure they've gotten a little bit more used to it over the winter, but we'll see. We'll see how these guys do. Now, we are playing on challenging as per the rules of these one-off challenges. Basically, what we do is we play 1 year on challenging. If we can complete that challenge, then one of the options you guys will have the chance to vote on is whether or not we should have them then play on accurate the next year. So if we complete this on challenging, you want to see another denless challenge, then we can have Mayhem try again on accurate. If not, then, you know, we'll see what other options we have. We have some other wolves who we could continue with, or, you know, you might see other options pop up from Mayhem's pups if any of them survive. All of those things. So that's kind of how it works with these 1 year by year challenges. They're a little different than a lot of our challenges. We start out with them and we continue on until the wolf gets to be age 8 and eventually passes away, if we survive that long, like with Ultra Iron Wolf. So these are a little bit different this way, so if you guys like this, there's the potential chance you'll see more. This is still a little bit too far away, I think. This is not quite where we want to be. I think once we're out of this hex, we might want to start claiming, though, and we are going to maintain a territory. I think that's going to be for the best to try to keep the stranger wolves away, but yeah, we will really see how this goes. You know, I just noticed that there's actually a beaver dam over here. I think I'd realized there was a lodge, but I don't know that I'd seen that there was a dam here as well. That's pretty interesting. Well, maybe I hadn't even seen this, but yeah, I guess there's beavers here. I don't know if we're gonna end up making use of them. Goodness, I shouldn't have jumped in the water. What was I doing? Yeah, I don't know if we'll end up making use of it much or not, but it's good to know that there are some beavers here if we need to, but I'm mostly been marking territory over here. It's kind of this weird oblong thing because at the moment what I'm trying to do is stay on this side of the river, and we're going to end up fleshing this out more once we actually have pups, I'm sure. We'll kind of do it dynamically because we can bring the pups with us. So we'll see what it ends up being, but it's going to be kind of this weird oblong kind of thing rather than our typical hexagonal territory. Oh, that's odd. Hold on a minute. What am I smelling? Why am I smelling a wolf carcass? Hang on. We gotta go check this out. Apparently there's some scents coming from this direction. I don't know how far away. We're just about almost done here. I just want to claim these 3. But, what is going on over here? It seems that mysterious scent may have disappeared as quickly as it appeared, which is Interesting. We're now claiming this hex here, which is one of the ones we wanted to get at least, but I'm not seeing any more of that wolf carcass scent, so whatever happened, apparently it happened, but the snow has since blown the scents away. It's a little bit unsettling, but I don't think it's anything that would completely deter Mayhem. He's a pretty confident wolf. But it's definitely something to keep in mind. Oh, okay, so we've claimed enough territory hexes, but somehow we've managed to not find any dens, which is fair enough, because they're not really what Mayhem is looking for. But we actually have a button here that lets us reveal dens, so I think I'm going to go ahead and click that, and now we've successfully claimed our territory. I'll show it to you in a moment. But first of all, we have to name the pack, and I think we're going to go with the Meander pack. Because that's what this pack is going to kind of do, is meander around. So we'll go ahead, we'll progress to choose a den. If we look, oh, well, they're not listed here yet. We'll need to turn them on in a second. But you'll see we go to April as well, the early spring terrain. And if we show the dens here, it claimed a bunch of ones in weird places, but you know what? I guess we'll go to the closest one near us here. We didn't actually have that many in our territory, I think, which is fine because we don't need them. So we're going to run to that nearest one, go ahead and claim it, and then it'll be time to choose our perks and meet our pups. Okay, it looks like it's right down here somewhere, pretty much dead ahead. And if we claim this, wait a minute, is it actually this? Oh, it is! It's one of the new tree dens. This is one of the only ones we haven't seen, I think. It doesn't really matter if it's an open den or not. We're going to go ahead and claim it, although I don't know what being on the road all the time is going to do to the cougar and eagle rates. But we're going to call it the beginning, because that's what it is. We have claimed our den. We're going to welcome our pups. We'll see how many of these guys end up having in just a second, but first of all, we got to pick our age perks now. This is going to be an interesting thing. A lot of you guys did say we should probably take Fun Parent because that makes it easier to raise the affinity. That might be a good one. I think Youthful Prowess might be a good one too, because it means competitors will be more likely to flee. And I could see Mayhem potentially taking Strength too. I don't know. I think he's got -1 stamina, which I don't think is going to be the end of the world because most of the time we're traveling, we're probably going to be traveling slowly with pups anyway. He's got pretty good health, he's got pretty good speed. I think we'll pick Strength, Youthful Prowess, and Fun Parent. I think these are going to be ones that are going to help him the most with this particular challenge. Unfortunately, the one that would really help, Territorial Might, doesn't unlock until the next year. So if we do an accurate challenge with him, we may get that. But we're just going to advance to age 3 with these perks. There we go, and we only have four pups. 3 females and 1 male. Okay, well, let's see what they look like. Here we go. Let's say hi to them. Oh, this is a cool den too. Like, I do want to have a wolf at this den at some point. I have some ideas for who might use it. Ooh, look at 4F has a very dark coat. But with that said, once all the pups are clear of the den, our challenge officially begins. So this den, is called the beginning for the reason, because that's really all it is. As of now, we're on the road, and we're gonna stay on the road until the end of our journey. Hello to F. Now, I don't think the predators will have found us just yet. Let's make sure we do give these guys some food. And we want to keep a close and careful eye on them, because I think our first... Okay, this probably got hit by the creek. I'm not going to worry so much about this area down here until later in the year. I think what we want to do is start claiming some of this upper territory just to get a bit more of that buffer, so we'll probably move in that direction first. But we'll make sure these guys get to eat. We do have to keep an eye out for predators as well, and for where the grass patches are, because that's going to determine where we can leave the pups. And you can see the affinity is quite high when we're traveling. So we need to keep that in mind as we're moving around. We can't leave the pups for very long. We're going to have to take them with us almost everywhere. And the reason that I wanted to settle down over here in this area by Second Meadow is because I think it's going to be some of the easiest terrain to navigate with the pups. It'll be easier to see predators coming. You can see we have quite a large area where it's very clear. Malarkey, goodness! Oh my goodness, she doesn't seem to know how to handle. Oh, she is feeding them. Maybe she is saying, get over here and eat. But they are quite cute pups, of course. But yeah, I think it's gonna be easiest to take... Malarkey, goodness! Goodness gracious, she's growling quite a lot. Don't teach the pups to be aggressive. Oh my goodness, I don't know that she quite has much experience with pups, perhaps, but that's just part of the challenge we may be facing here with this group. Is I don't know how many of them. I don't know how much either Mayhem or Malarkey. Oh goodness, there goes 3F. I don't know how much they really know about pups. I guess. I mean, obviously they were pups themselves at one point. But we're gonna set off in this direction and see. We'll try to keep these guys from scattering too far. They might also be a very bold combination. So we're gonna head up this way. We're gonna try to park somewhere close to some of this territory here. And I think this is gonna be where we hang out for our first bit. Oh goodness! 2F took a bit of a tumble there. Are you alright, hun? She seems fine. She's up and digging. Actually, both the girls are, well, I say both, but there's 3 of them. 2 of them are digging. And I think, okay, 2M is heading off this direction. Yeah, everybody's kind of just scattering, and this is going to take us up into the woods a bit more, which is not the most optimal thing. We're going to try to get close to Stranger Wolf territory. I don't really want, oh goodness, 2F. I don't really want to bring them into Stranger Wolf territory. I don't think that's a good idea. We're going to ignore that nearby den because Mayhem doesn't care. I don't think... Okay, there's 4F. I don't think we're going to bring them into Stranger Wolf territory. I don't think that would be a good idea. We're just going to kind of leave them near the border and then try and do some stealth claiming real quick. But we should also try to keep an eye out for somewhere we can hunt too. I'm not smelling anything huntable except for the mule deer. The moose is not going to be doable at this time of year. But we're going to keep our eyes out for an elk herd because I think that might be a good idea. Is this just our own scent wafting away? No, there's dispersal wolves around here too. I don't think they'll hurt our pups, but that's definitely something we want to be mindful of. Alright, I think we're going to look for somewhere around here to leave the pups, because this is also definitely getting into the kind of terrain that I'm not exactly fond of bringing puppies through. We're going way up in the mountains. We mostly want this to be a buffer zone, when in fact we're going to try to move away from it as soon as we can. So maybe we'll see if we can... Oh my goodness, 2F! It's like the 3rd time I've looked over just in time to see her fall. Oh, and there's 4F. She was running alongside us here. But goodness. Okay, let's see if we can find somewhere to leave these guys at the top of the hill. Yes, it looks like there's a grass patch here. Everybody's making it. Malarkey's kind of hanging back. She definitely seems kind of skittish around the pups. I'm not sure she has a whole lot of experience with them. Maybe she was one of the only survivors of her litter. Perhaps she was alone when we found her after all. She didn't seem to have dispersed with any siblings. So let's send these guys in the grass. We've got 3, there's 4F. And then we're gonna just take a quick jaunt into these 2 territories and then try to bring the pups along here so we can claim some of this before heading back down into the more central regions. It looks like Malarkey is staying with us too, and we did find a mule deer here. Yes, she is catching up. I kind of want to try and take it down because we've got a few of them here. This might not be bad to get some food. It's nice to stay topped off. That said, oh, we're right on the border of these territories, and mule deer can sometimes be tough to catch up to, so we'll see. We are gaining. I think if we can just get a little closer, we might be able to get a bite. Although we are running out of stamina. This is familiar for Mayhem, after all. That is what his mother's challenge was. Yeah, we may need to... Oh good, and the pups do show up pretty well on the map. We may need to be... Yeah, I don't know that this is going to be the best. Alright, let's focus on the territory because we don't have long to do this. We'll try to see if we can find some elk when we start to get back lower down. The pups, we only have 4 of them and they're pretty well fed right now. So this is maybe not something we need to worry too much about. Alright, there are the pups. We've made it back. We did do it just in the nick of time, so I think we get about 2 territories we can mark. Oh, and Prospect Peak must have discovered what we've done. But we're going to play with these guys, I think, and then we're going to keep heading south. Hopefully we'll find some elk along the way, because I think mule deer are going to be hard to hunt with this challenge, just by virtue of how long it can take. Now, there are a few blessings to this, and one of them is that I don't think we're going to have to worry much about fleas. We're out in the open running around, so it shouldn't be as big of an issue. Oh, and Malarkey has fed the pups. She definitely is doing her best, I think, even if she's a little skittish around them. These two, neither one of them, I think, I don't know, it's not that, well, they certainly are inexperienced, but I feel like neither one of them may have come from a background where they were, well, they're maybe not the most nurturing wolves, they're more chaotic. Like, Moxie was a good mom, we know that about Mayhem. She certainly did her best. But I don't know that, you know, Mayhem was he was off being a chaotic puppy, and Moxie and Percival were dealing with quite a lot with all the eagle attacks, and Malarkey seems to have been the only pup who dispersed in her group, at least, so I don't know if that meant she didn't have any other siblings, if she was maybe an only survivor, or what, but I don't know that either of them are particularly the most... I don't know, they're kind of a bit chaotic, and so I think the parenting thing is pretty new to them, but even if he's going about it in his own chaotic way, Mayhem is definitely going to try to do the best he can for the pups, and I think Malarkey wants that too. She's just a little bit unsure of how to interact with them. Speaking of, okay, 2F is running off ahead. I was like, oh, where's the pup? Why are we missing one? But yeah, they're doing their best to figure it out, I think. And it may be a bit of a journey for them too, but they'll get there. This is definitely terrain that does not make it easy to keep track of what's going on. The grass is very tall, it's hard to see the puppies, it's hard to see anything that might be sneaking up on the puppies, although hopefully nothing is yet. I don't think Mayhem wants to spend more time here than he has to, because this grass, it's taller than he is. And that's saying quite a lot when oh boy, when we're losing puppies in. Hold on, we're leaving pups behind. Malarkey's trying to stay with them. But hold on, 3F, don't get lost. Where are you going? Wait, we're not going this way, we're going the other way. I'm just trying to get everybody back together. Yeah, I think it's very easy to lose the pups in this grass. I think Mayhem is quite conscious of that. And I don't know that that he really truly appreciates it. He wants to hurry up, mark the territory, and then start heading back down from these slopes and into the less dense woods and the more of the open. I think the pups are starting to get tired. This is a problem I'm noticing. They're down to, yeah, about 10%. So I think we need to find somewhere to settle in. Oh, I didn't really want to have to spend the night up here, but I guess this might be our best bet. It's a little bit more in the open, kind of, at least. Here's hoping they'll make their way over here. I think they are, because we should still... We're not going to get to claim... Well, we might get to claim both of those. If Malarkey stays, we may be able to. But I think I mostly want to woof these guys in the grass here. Where are y'all going? Where are y'all going? Let's go in the grass. I think we're going to try to claim at least the one, maybe two, but we're going to have to move quickly because our stamina is about to run out as well. So if we can get both of those claimed, that would be good, but we may have to claim one of them tomorrow. There is an elk herd here, but we're pretty far away. We are going for that second hex. I don't think it's going to be worth going after the elk herd. I think that's going to be more risk than it is reward, because we're so far away. Oh, I will go for this hare, though. We want to keep everybody's food up a little bit, and I gave some Malarkey some hares earlier, so I think we'll eat this. We'll get a drink at the stream. We'll mark this territory, and then we're going to hasten back to the pups, because... Oh, that's the end of that stump. I see it got crushed by the boulder. I was like, is there a hat on that rock? No. Alright, we have made it back once again. We did get both of the territory hexes marked that we wanted to, so now I think these guys are going to be safe to head down off of the slopes here and into a place where it's a little bit more open and a little bit easier to see. And that's a good thing because Mayhem is very, very tired. The pups are very, very tired. And everybody here is ready to rest. Now, the one good thing about this is that We will be able to leave the pups in the grass overnight, so we don't have to worry about woofing them back into it if a predator shows up unexpectedly. It's more like at the rendezvous site, which is a very nice thing. But that's, you know, it is a benefit, but it's not, it doesn't mean that nothing will happen. We still have to be very cautious. That said, we're not going to be naming the pups next episode. We'll be naming them the episode after that. But if you guys do have names, feel free to submit those in the comments section so that you have the chance of having those names used. Again, we only have 4 pups. I'm going to get a lot of entries. I can't promise anyone that a particular name will be used, but I will be picking the names for the pups from among those you guys have sent in. So with that said, I think we are going to go ahead and end this off here for today because it is getting to be about that time again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.